What's up, Diablo, Fantinuum, Jill B. Pill?
Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Yule Carter. I own
Who are you?
Yule. U-E-L. Don't worry about that right now. I own Fantastic Comics, and this is their show called
Their Show.
This Whole Everything number 47. It's whew. I tell you, it is it's hard keeping track sometimes of who I am and who the store is, and we're one person or thing or entity.
Ooh, hot.
Yeah, crazy.
Gosh, that tea's hot. Oh, God.
I got my water bottle. Do I look cold? Or do I look
you
warm?
look cozy, man. You look cozy. you look like you're wearing a lot of blue, though.
Yeah, I'm wearing Superman blue, though.
And your hat is teal.
Hold on, I know, but anyhow, look at this.
Teal Superman?
It's my Superman.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad you like Superman.
I do like Superman.
Somebody has to.
Who was it? There was somebody.
Brian Michael Bendis likes him, I hear.
Well, I don't like Brian Michael Bendis. Let me see. There was somebody that was out there talking smack about Superman
in the Twitterverse, perhaps.
I think it was, and I think it was a creator of note. I'm not sure if it was movie or comic book.
Well, okay,
but it was one of those.
Yeah.
Diablo Hashcraft. Did we say hi to Diablo Hashcraft?
Yeah, I think I hit them all, man.
You did? All right.
I believe so.
He was in the store the other day.
Why don't you say hi and spell
Hello. He was in the store the other day.
Correctly.
Yeah.
So
Superman is dope.
Superman. If Superman was dope, he would have already been smoked.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or if you're using the old terminology, he would have been injected.
What? All right, so let's see here. Fantinuum says, I hate people who try to be edgy and hate on Superman. Oh, yeah, well, there is that too. I think the even more so people don't like Superman because he feels like he's all powerful and his only real thing he can do to get, I don't know, people don't realize that there is more than one way to hurt somebody.
What's up, Corey? Hey, so like the biggest problem that I have with Superman is that you have to have a character that he likes to threaten him, or you got to get, like supposedly the super rare stuff to like thwart his powers, but it's like all over the place and people have tons of it.
Well, that's happened. That's true. Superman Superman, Clark Kent. They are both very affable people, and they have a lot of people that are close to them in each life. Not always are one and the same. So, keeping
with
it
great
straight
power comes great responsibility. He needs to sequester himself, go to the monastery, become a nun.
Well, see, that's what most people think is what needs to happen with Superman. Like, we wouldn't be able to, most people don't feel like they'd be able to balance that kind of a life. And I would just be Superman all the time. And there have been plenty of other stories written with Superman type characters where they do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think the trick is firstly, we're talking about a monthly superhero comic book that's got, it's funny because like I was showing some of Dane's old comics to a person the other day, and I'm like, well, I have some old Superman. Let me show you these. And then I was like, well, old still, doesn't even mean, I'm not even talking about like the very early ones.
It's relative. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was so long ago when the comic came out that 100 or 200 issues are still like the 10-cent days.
Yeah.
And, those are old.
Yeah, they're pretty old.
They're not the ones we want, though. Obviously, more action 17s, please.
So Fantinuum, as far as like, yes, right, but he needs to be given to good writers, right? All the time. You can never give him to a mediocre or crappy writer ever. because it's too easy to mess up. It's too hard to get it right. And there are not that many creative people in the world as far as like clever writers, apparently, at least in some industries. I don't know.
Well, you know, there's obviously a formula when you're writing a comic book. Even in the old days when we look at those things as better books, it's still a formula that you enjoyed as a baby, as a child growing up, when you're reading comic books, or whenever you got into it. When the styles change, you have to change with it, or else you find yourself only longing for the old stuff. How depressing age is.
Age isn't that bad, man. But the thing is, like, okay, so if you encounter a good story, a new Superman story, and it's like really well written, you're not going to care that it's not old. You're going to be like, yes, this is good. I want more. It has nothing to do with age. It just has to do with like the style, whatever. You know, the industry has changed drastically. The way that people write stories for comic has changed drastically. There's no longer bullpens of people like managing Superman titles.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody's managing Superman. They're just like, hey, you want to do it? Here you go.
Well, it feels like when DC hired, and this isn't a slam against him, but when they hired Brian Michael Bendis, they were like, the editor is here the editor is here to facilitate you getting your way. And that's basically what it seems to have happened.
And look what happened. Well, never mind. I'm not even going to talk about Star Wars. I don't know. Massive creative control should not be given to somebody for a IP, right? That they did not create.
All right, so that brings us to our first topic of conversation.
We were having a conversation. Now what's going on?
No. This is going to switch into,
is this a transizione?
It's a transition of sorts, yeah.
Muy bueno.
All right, so I am going to share screen with you.
Oh, good. Okay. I like that.
Share screen, but don't go away because I want you to see this. Okay.
Okay, I'm just sip tea and wait.
All right. Woo! All right, guys, from CBR.com,
which is comic book
resources.
Oh, okay.
Batman Tom King suggests influential contributors get co-creator credits. Co-creator. So Batman's been around since the 30s, and it was created by Bob Kane. Okay.
Yeah.
Bob Kane gets credit for like a lot of Batman's early years, but pretty much everybody knows it was Bill Finger that did all the work, and Bob Kane just signed his name to it. Since then, there have been like really, really monumental runs, and things like, let's get to Neil Adams working on Batman. And then after that, Dark Knight Returns with Frank Miller doing all of it. I don't know what Dark Knight Returns anyway. He also did Batman Year One with Dave Mazzucchelli. And these are like, and I'm going to stop sharing. These are the seminal runs of Batman comics. And everybody has, you know, see, this is the problem. Everybody has the time that they like Batman. Anyway, Tom King is suggesting that if you are one of those persons, if you have changed the character significantly to where it's like one of those things that everybody knows, if it transcends,
it becomes
just
canon.
The comic, exactly.
Yeah.
That they should get. This list of co-creators on the front page of a Batman comic book might look like a Lord of the Rings credit scene or something.
What's he after? Is he after a co-creator himself? Like, what's he after?
I don't know if he is, but I don't know if that's necessarily the person that I put on that. And since, again,
I don't agree with that either.
You know, nothing in his run other than the fact that, you know, Catwoman didn't marry Batman has really been that big a deal.
That's not a big deal either.
You know, he created
that was
a
like
character.
Didn't see that coming.
Well, it upset a lot of people also.
They saw it coming too.
And that was the second time DC upset people with a marriage that didn't happen. Batwoman was supposed to get married also.
I don't think getting married's all that. You know,
I'm just saying. Well, obviously,
Why-
neither does DC.
why are people fantasizing about these mythical weddings that should never happen anyway?
Weddings are always important.
Oh, it's the way. Oh, he got to
Having
write
a
the wedding
wedding scene
episode.
in a television program. Oh yeah, you know,
Whatever.
big ratings.
Okay.
People love weddings. I hear
Big mute.
big time. Anyway,
I don't know, man. I don't think it's a good idea.
you don't think so you think just Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, who created Spider-Man, should get the creators, and then anybody who did something really special, like John Romita, after Steve Ditko left, worked to like issue 100 and something with Stan Lee. He helped create Mary Jane and Gwen Stacy and those characters.
There's his claim to fame.
Well, they are. I mean, obviously there is that, but that's just as important to Spider-Man's mythos as Spider-Man himself.
Okay, but why co-creator? Why not just like contributor?
Why
did I was a co-creator of Spider-Man? No, you weren't. You were a co-creator of people in the Spider-Man universe.
Right. Well, I was the person who told me about this is a guy named Max who comes in the store, helps out. And Max was telling me about this with Tom King saying this, and
Tom King ding dong.
I was like, after hours cussing, going, "What the hell does Tom King think he's doing?" Blah blah blah. He's ruining Batman. Blah blah blah. I mean, there were like the one great story where they were in the the courtroom, and there was a couple of other things, and that's pretty much it. Talking about his other runs on like the Vision, Omega Men, and also Sheriff of Babylon and Mr. Miracle, which was great. It kind of just fell flat a little towards the end. But these are, I don't know. Tom King's not my favorite right now, but I want to share screen one more time.
Okay.
So share screen. I want you to see on Twitter. Tom King is following me.
Really?
Yeah. So I hope he doesn't, get upset about this.
Tom King ding dong.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that was kind of cool. That just happened earlier in the week, and yeah. So maybe Tom King's like fishing for compliments, but I didn't.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't really understand what he thinks he's going to be getting out of something like that, like royalties. I mean, because all the original creators are bygone now, right?
Yeah, not only that, they're not getting hardly anything either. Usually, like in Batman, it's like, or maybe it was even Superman. He's basically a character that's created by the family of the Siegel and Schuster. I don't know. I forget how they word it in there, but I'm sure there's some legalese behind it.
Sure.
We have an unboxing to do.
I love unboxing.
Oh yeah,
this stuff is so much fun. It's like yummy. It's like better than ice cream. No, it's not, but it's definitely better than pumpkin pie.
An unboxing is better than, I would agree. I hate pumpkin pie though.
I like it, but I don't like it that much. I like unboxing. That's cool.
So the unboxing was actually gifted to us. Just the act of unboxing it for everybody.
Oh, so it's not yours?
So it's not mine. And also, we don't know what it is.
Okay. Is this a Eugene prank?
No, it is not.
Where's Eugene? Is he out there? Eugene?
That would be awesome if he was in my closet and I called, "Hey, Eugene." Eugene.
No.
Yeah, I hate pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is disgusting. I don't even like pumpkin seeds. Ugh.
Mystery box. That's a J.J. Abrams thing. The mystery box. What's in the box?
That's right. What's in the box?
Yeah, put a question mark on it. What's in the box?
I should have got a little video together ready for that. Tired.
Whatever. Now you know. Do it next time. It's fine.
So yeah, I don't know what it is. A customer friend of ours, not you, but
pending friend pending.
No, this guy's cool.
Hey, man,
he's married.
Depends on what's in the box.
Kids. Anyway, Ryan let me take this home with me, and I'm going to open it up. Pardon me?
This is from Ryan.
Not a Ryan, you know though. Oh,
Okay.
well, you met Ryan, I think, once or twice. Real tall guy.
Yeah.
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 So I'll get that at about 25. This is not my bedroom, just to let you know. Ain't no bed in here. A bed of comics on the ground.
Oh man,
That's not true.
if you can swim through them like Scrooge McDuck,
Dude, I
and
have so many comics
sleep
to
on them like a
swim through.
dragon.
All right, I want to put up a new banner
Comic
for.
dragon.
Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Show and tell, everybody.
Oh, show and tell.
So, the other day, Jeff, our co-host,
Who is alive and well.
Who's alive and well, doing well. Hello, Jeff. How's it going? Here, I'm going to make this a solo. Let me do this.
Bye-bye.
He gave me Star Wars Underworld #1. Or, oops, #1. Can you do a Jabba for me?
Jabba Nobala? I don't remember, actually. Oh, yeah, Rory. No, it's Rory.
Rory, very good. And then he gave me #2 also.
Oh, that looks
And he knows I don't care about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But the artwork is done by a guy named Carlos Meglia. And it's really, really cool. I like it a lot. It's cartoony, obviously.
A little bit.
A little bit. Look at Han Solo here. Oh, yeah. Like this one right here.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
I'm going to try and get an arm picture because he does hair really cool. It almost looks like, oh, look at this Lando.
You mean arm hair? He does arm hair really cool?
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm interested. Let's go.
Hold on. Let me show you that Lando right there.
That's
up in the corner.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah. Look at that mustache. It's sweet.
Tiny.
Look at Boba Fett.
So tiny.
Look at Boba Fett. Oh my God, it's so cool. Look, he's all. Yeah. Anyway, Carlos Meglia, I think he's like a South American illustrator. And look at the crazy alien lady.
Are you talking about Busty down there?
Yeah, Busty McGee.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really like his artwork, and Jeff knew that. And so he gave me the first 2. So I had to order online 3, 4, and 5. So I got all the movie covers since these 2 were the movie covers.
Yeah, why not, right?
I would have rather. What was that?
I said, yeah, why not?
I would have rather not had any of the movie covers and had Meglia's artwork. But so there's a Boba Fett.
Yep.
And there's Bosk and Boba Fett because Boss sucks.
Does he?
Yeah, man. That's the action figure that I realized, oh damn, I'm just being sold crap to me. It's like, what? Oh my God. Like, and I'm like,
a dinosaur.
Kid, I'm like 12 years old or something like that. I'm like, this guy is Bosk. You saw like 3 toes of his hanging over a ledge, and that was it. And that was good enough for an action figure.
Yeah.
And this nice Han Solo one. Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, that looks pretty real.
So I don't care about the writing. I really don't care about the Star Wars aspect. It's just Carlos Meglia. Oh man, his artwork is so good. So now I have these.
Those are for you.
Oh yeah, those are mine. This is show and tell. This is me showing and telling you about it.
Oh, show and tell is about personal possessions. I got
Yeah,
you.
well, sure, why not?
I just didn't make the connection. Yeah, I get you.
And also, so one of my favorite all-time any comic book series at all is Enigma by Peter Milligan and Duncan Fegredo. It was a Vertigo series. And and these are like order online. I ordered these online. This one, I found like my stack. I don't keep them in bags because, it's just a collection of something I like. And I found that the back of it was eaten away here.
Oh,
Demolition Man, by the way.
Yep, Demolition, great.
So it was eaten away, like a hole through it. And I was like, oh my God, there's a hole through it. And I'm like, that's kind of disgusting. So I ordered Enigma #8. So that finishes off. I don't mind paying a couple bucks. Because I remember those.
I remember those coming out.
That book is special. I really like it. Anybody that hasn't read it, it's not in print, but it shouldn't be too expensive to get. And Duncan Fegredo, this is this God, his artwork is so. I know I got you an ad. I just love the way he does faces, and it's kind of like Paul Pope and Mike Allred all at once. Look at these pages. I know it's blasphemy, but he's the best Hellboy artist.
Why is that blasphemy?
Well, he should get the co-creator. Because he's better than Mike Mignola. Sorry, guys. That's
Okay.
an honest statement. Period.
Well, I mean,
Al Mignola is Mignola.
It's your opinion.
He is one of my. If I have to have a top 5 illustrators, I would have to have a superhero list, and I'd have to have an alternative or not superhero list.
Yeah.
Duncan Fegredo's top 5 for me.
Cool.
Top 5.
Cool. What's he doing these days?
This is a true statement, just to let you know that I have some great Star Wars books in my bin. Or I had, maybe.
Maybe. Did you have your sale?
Oh, we did have a sale. We had a Black Friday sale.
Yeah.
And then a Small Business Saturday sale.
And did you do a Cyber Monday sale?
No, we did not. We'd have to be a little bit more active internet style.
No, you don't. But, you just call it a Cyber Monday sale.
Very good.
You just sell more books for
discount. And I think it was dead also. But we're gonna. You and I were talking about getting an Amazon store together, and it's something my brother and I have talked about a lot. Mm-hmm. And I know I've been talking to him about an eBay store, and we've been looking into it, but everything else takes precedence a lot of times. But that's something I want to do. So
Amazon store.
Well, I want to do eBay for sure.
Now,
because of the comic book aspect of it.
Do you sell books on eBay the same way you sell books on Amazon?
I wouldn't know because I've never done Amazon before.
My understanding is that eBay, like if you have a store on eBay, can you sell, like I have, 15 copies of a book and it just sells itself. And when it sells, I get the order and I ship it out. That's how Amazon does it. So is that how eBay does it too?
You'd have to talk to my brother.
Wow.
Well, what? I have
your store. Your store.
I don't deal with anything on the internet if I can help it. This is it right here.
All right, man. All right. Maybe you should do both, because like Amazon, you don't have to list anything.
Well,
ISBN, stock photo, let the book sell.
All right. Well, very good. I don't know. I didn't know. And like I said, that's something I'm looking into.
Yeah. Okay.
But, I had to put out new books. Now I'm home.
Yeah.
And we're going to have an unboxing in a minute.
You know what? You should fire yourself for a week or two.
All right. So if anybody out there knows, can I fire myself? Because I do collect a paycheck every week. Can I fire myself and then collect unemployment?
Have you been paying into
unemployment? If anybody knows the answer to that.
Corey knows. Corey.
All right, ATN, I need you to tell me a story while I go get this box.
You know I can't do that, right?
Well, just talk to these people.
I want to show and tell, but I wasn't warned about
How about this?
I wasn't warned about any show and tell.
How about this? How was your Thanksgiving?
I went over to Philip's house, and I debated with his father-in-law, who believes that PETA is correct, that all feral cats should be caught and euthanized.
PETA thinks that?
That's what he said. I kind of tend to think that he's right on that one because PETA is not a ding-dong organization. They're an organization who believes in ethical treatment of animals, not like froofy. Oh, all the animals are good. Because they're not. Like cats are killers, straight up.
Right.
They kill everything that they can get their hands on that's smaller than them or near the same size. But I debated with him about that because in his opinion, yeah, I see that. I'm telling my damn story. I'm not stopping because of a box.
So euthanizing cats
Yeah, he thinks that you should euthanize all stray cats. And I disagree because I think life is better, right? And yeah, maybe sterilize them. Yeah, maybe make it so that they can't go outside or whatever, but like killing them all? No, just let their population dwindle. Yeah, you'd have to catch them, but I don't know, man. I just don't feel it. I like cats too much. Sex with animals. That sounds right. That sounds true. You can't fire yourself. Corey says you have to work for the rest of your life.
Oh.
No unemployment for you.
Well, all right. Let's say this. I sell this store. Can I then collect unemployment, right?
I think if the store goes under and you're unemployed, you can collect unemployment if you've been paying unemployment.
Oh, and not only that, I'm really starting to ramp my pay salary also.
Yeah.
I'm gonna max it out.
Yeah. I don't know what PETA's agenda is. I've never really looked into them as a company or what would they be? They're a charity
for food places that serve meat.
I don't know, dude. Like there are people.
Popcorn.
I'm looking. I'm waiting.
Oh my god, this thing is so bubble wrapped.
You ever hang out with engineers? And I don't mean computer engineers. I mean like people who can build bridges.
No.
There's stereotypes about engineers, how they always think they're right.
All right, I'm back.
You never went anywhere, man. I watched you. You're sitting right there the whole time. Standing. Whatever.
Did you like my Star Wars sweats?
Fenton, you want? I made a guy really mad one time by saying that what are they called? Information engineers are not engineers because they can't build a bridge, right? Tech engineers, to me, I mean, I understand it's a metaphor, but I don't know. Like to me, like if you were an engineer, you can engineer things, but that's what you do with databases and information technology. So that's a good metaphor. I just don't think they should be the same thing. Get on, let's go. I want to see this.
A lot of cutting, so you can still talk. So
no, I'm done.
You're done.
Yeah, I'm done.
Done slamming engineers.
I mean, they have their place, but yeah, probably in the Army. That's where they belong.
Oh, this looks like toys in here. So these are going to be graded toys.
Graded.
Have you ever seen a graded toy before?
I've seen a graded Mario cartridge for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I guess there's a lot of grading going on for a lot of different things right now.
People are bored.
This video game thing is ridiculous. Like, what good is a video game? Oh wow! All right,
it's worth money, man. It's worth money.
So I don't know if there's a grade associated. Oh, there is. It's on the inside, so I'll have to read it to you.
Yeah, go on.
Oh, here. I'm sorry. Let me do this.
Yeah, and let's see this without some glare.
Well,
do what you can.
That's what I got right there.
Yeah.
Who is that?
That's the Super Trooper.
It's a Repeater is the guy's name. I didn't even know there was a guy named Repeater.
Never heard of him.
Yo, Joe.
Yeah,
all right, so this is graded.
Yeah, what's it graded at?
Jesus. 80 plus, so it's a near mint.
80 plus.
Yeah.
What does that mean? This is a whole new system.
Yeah. I don't know if you can read that. I
cannot. I can see it way down there.
Yeah.
But I can't read that.
Okay.
No way.
Okay. You're gonna have to trust me on that one.
I do.
Okay, here we go. This guy is this is all G.I. Joe. So this is a hit and run.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, so this is Mr. M. These are his toys from when he was a kid. This is an 85, which is a near mint plus.
Wow.
And so I guess the box, I mean, if I was going to really take a close examination, I'm assuming the box is a little screwed up. My father wanted me to keep all of my Star Wars figures in the cases, you know.
Yeah, what fun is that to a kid?
That didn't last long.
Gee, buy your own toys, Dad.
Well, Low Light, LOW.
Never heard of her.
Oh, is it a her?
I don't know.
No, I think it's a dude. It's a Night Spotter. What? I can't read it.
Continue was being funny.
Okay, and this one is an 85 plus also, so near mint plus.
I can't believe he kept them in the package.
I don't think he said he kept all of them, but there was like some that he did. And
the ones that he didn't want to play with, he kept in the package. That's why these are all no-name nobodies.
Right, exactly.
Where's his Destro?
Here, this one's from Target. I can't read when though. It was $2.79 for Spirit the Tracker.
Never heard of him.
It's a Native American one.
You know what? That one actually looks familiar. Did they take off points for the sticker?
I don't. Well, we'll find out. He's got a hawk. I mean, like, really, seriously. I totally gravitated towards Native characters in
your cartoons.
Yeah.
Yes,
no, this is a 75, which is EX plus. So what?
Excellent. Exceptional. Plus? I don't know. One of the EX
slash near mint. So yeah,
extraordinary.
I think they're taking off for that sticker.
I would. I mean,
so that's a 0.5 right there.
Assuming you can't get it off.
5.
Which, knowing me, I would have tried to get it off.
I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna cut that audio.
Sticker removal?
All right. Last but not least, we've got Blizzard.
I don't know what I said.
He's the Arctic Attack Soldier.
These are all the good guys too. I'm not into it.
Yeah, give me some bad guys. Give me some ladies.
These are no name characters. Mind you, they're in great shape. Don't get me wrong, but like I understand why he kept them in the package.
All right, let's see what this grade is. 85. It's a near mint plus.
Bing, bing, bing.
This guy's got a pretty nice collection of mint.
What are they worth though? Because it seems to me that the transmission through time from the 80s to now of those things was more difficult than the price that they're gonna be worth to sell. They gotta be.
Okay, so this is the thing. Listen up. Listen up.
I'm listening. Let's put the lay down.
You are a collector of G.I. Joe. Let's say you're a new collector of G.I. Joe.
Okay.
These, which are probably later in the run, probably didn't have as high of a print run since there was no cartoon at the time or anything like that.
Okay.
These are going to be a lot harder to get. And these are slabbed.
Yes. Yeah.
And you know, as a collector, that these hard to find potentially. I mean, I don't know. I could be talking out my ass.
You're definitely stretching it, but
stop it. This isn't even like I had a steak dinner.
Flop, 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 flop.
It's nothing like that.
Flop, 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 flop.
More like, spaghetti or something.
What does spaghetti sound like? I don't know. Splat? Is that what it sounds like? You drop a bunch of spaghetti.
Anyhow,
Oopsie.
Good comic or good toys. Good CGC.
Beautiful. They're beautiful, and I'm just curious what they're actually worth, though.
Yeah, well,
because it happens to books all the time. Where, like, I just sold a copy of I Am Legend by Richard Matheson, and it's
they made a movie out of that.
Yeah, you're missing the point. It's from 1964. It's almost perfect, and you can buy a copy that came out 30 years later for like half the price, right? But it's not that expensive. It's not that desirable. Even though it's in really good, even if it was slabbed, it wouldn't be that valuable because there aren't that many people that want it at the moment compared to, I guess, the number that are out there.
Right.
In that condition. There were people not opening their toys in the 80s. some unnamed GI Joe. Like it doesn't. On some level, I'm just saying it doesn't matter how scarce they are. Somebody has to want it.
All right, here's what I've got. I wish I had it here for show and tell. I have Iceman from the Secret Wars toy line. And he's cool because it's all in the package, but the package is like dirty and the sides are all curled up and everything.
Yeah.
And I've never taken it out. And the idea behind him is that you stick him in the freezer and he changes color.
Okay.
So, and it has like an ice sled, you know,
it looks really in the freezer.
And I don't know. I just never have taken it out. It's no reason other than I just never have really taken it. I mean, it'll be loose, and then where's it going to be, you know, and that type of stuff.
Continue wants you to see what that figure was priced at.
Okay. Low Light is worth $500. That was Bill, our other editor now. Or I don't know what I'm saying.
Moderator?
Break the slab. Yeah, break the slab. Producer is what I was going to say. We have a producer now.
Yeah. Sounds like a girl.
$500 in that condition. $500. That's pretty sweet.
$500.
$500.
Okay.
I think it was worth it if you can get that. Well, again, you know, you got to be able to.
You've transmitted it through 39 years of your life. You've traveled with it for 40 years. Was it worth $500?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Sure.
I don't know. Most of my books don't gain in value.
Well, I'm slabbing my Iceman now.
I'm going to slab all sorts of stuff.
Oh, I shouldn't say that with Iceman.
Probably not.
I'm just joking. Okay, health and well-being update. Foot and Mouth, the Yule edition. So on Twitter, and I'm going to share this for you. Remember how Jim Zub, we were talking about piracy last week?
Yeah, I remember.
So
that was last week? Wow.
Last week? I said last week.
I have lost time. No,
Oh, yeah, it's last week. Wow. What would you do?
I don't know.
Did you pass out?
No, a lot has happened since then, I guess.
Okay, so sharing screen.
So did I, Diablo.
What's that?
I set them on fire.
All right.
I shot them with a rifle. I did all sorts of horrible things to them.
Can you see that?
I see Conan the Barbarian and some guy that doesn't look anything like Conan underneath that picture.
Jim Zub. He's been in our store, actually.
What's Jim Zub up to?
He is going to be taking over scripting for Conan the Barbarian in February when Jason Aaron's off the book.
Okay. What were we talking about last week? I don't remember. Refresh my memory. What were we talking about last week?
We were talking about piracy.
Piracy.
And Jim Zub was like,
oh, yeah, he was moaning. Yeah, he was moaning.
Yeah, he was moaning about it, and we were kind of talking about it. And so a friend of ours, or a person that we both know who works in comic books, he and I were talking about the whole piracy thing, and he was like, "Oh, Jim Zub, blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Jim Zub's a nice guy," but then I went and
what did you do?
I said, I said my prediction: sales falter. Then Jim Zub has a tweet storm blaming piracy for low sales. And I said, might want to stay away from ship stories, Jim. And that's because his Savage Sword was that pirate story.
I remember.
That he did.
I remember.
Okay. Yes. I thought I was being funny. And he's all, hopefully you'll enjoy what we got planned. Like I said in the interview, writing Conan. And I was like, I'm a dick.
No, it's fine. That was so mild.
It was mild. I
kind
know.
Of stuff that happens on Twitter.
Oh my god!
And he responded like a champ.
Yeah, he did. So way to go, Jim Zub, and F that guy we both know. How you like that?
If that guy's who I think it is, pretty smart.
Mum's the word. Mum's the word.
I didn't say anything.
I know. I'm just joking.
I know better.
He's a good guy too. All right, so we did the health and well-being Jim Zub thing. Good. And we did the Tom King. All right, I guess that's pretty much it. Anything you want to add until we start talking about comic books?
Comic books.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No. Here, I'm going to tie in both those stories really quick. Things that are coming out tomorrow. So let's give these guys a little bit of a break. We've got Batman number 84. I'll do this one. This is a little preview of a preview. Tom King, he has only one more issue to go.
Is he asking for credit?
I don't know if he is, man. I mean, it's kind of weird.
Thinking? What is he thinking?
I couldn't tell you. Maybe he's feeling a little underappreciated, man.
So why doesn't he invent his own characters then?
Oh man, that's exactly what Max was saying. And he's like, Gotham Girl ain't gonna cut it either. And Gotham Girl was like one of his creations. I'm like, yeah, you know, a woman standing Batman up at the altar isn't a creation, you know. And then also Jim Zub, Jim Zub, he has a mini series called Conan Serpent War, which comes out tomorrow. Also, Savage Avengers comes out, which has Conan in it. This is Conan with I Don't Know Who She Is, along with Solomon Kane, who's like a pilgrim who goes around killing ghosts.
Isn't he just kind of a jerk?
And then Moon Knight. Which of these things doesn't look like it even sort of belongs?
Conan, in fact, is the thing that doesn't look like
I'm a real big Moon Knight fan, though. And Jim Zub does a good fantasy book. I do like him. His Skull Kickers from Image was excellent.
Why is Moon Knight in it?
I don't know, but here's Moon Knight having his whole dream sequence thing. And
it was just a dream.
I don't know what's going on. Here's more. It's Khonshu or Koshnu. I forget how you say it. Talking to him.
Ooh.
I don't know. I like the characters. Solomon Kane's pretty cool too. So I have a whole bunch of these. I guess Marvel really thought this was going to be a good book.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is you can get one of these free if you just buy something else with Conan in it.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
So Savage Avengers,
but it's got to be
Barbarian. I've got the Conan the Barbarian one shot by Asad Ribic. I've got a Savage Sword. You can get a book. It doesn't matter. We got all of it.
Do you have the books?
Yeah, we have the graphic novels also. But if you just want to one for one it,
I mean the books.
Yeah, but you know, you don't have to spend $20 to get this for free. You could just buy another comic book also. So yeah,
spend $20.
Tell a friend. So you can go into Fantastic Comics and get a Conan Serpent War #1 for free if you just buy another Conan comic book. Cover price. No discounted.
Yeah, no discount. Sales over. Get out of here.
Sales over. Not in my $2 bin.
Yeah. Whatever.
All right, let me see here. Stoked for Conan. Zub is great. All right. Yep. Jason, how's it going, buddy? Let's see what else. Yeah, sorry. Moon Knight. Amen. I'm a big Moon Knight fan. I'm a real big fan of his. I didn't read too much of the last series. It seemed like it. I don't know. It started off with Jose Rip being the artist, and I'm not even really that big a fan of his. So there you go. But the Jeff Lemire stuff was pretty good. I read when Warren Ellis wrote it, but I don't think I read it when Cullen Bunn and others took over. Declan Shalvey was the artist with Warren Ellis, and those were beautiful.
Do you
also, you know what else?
What?
Diamond did a very, very good job. I had
of what?
Of packing and delivering the merchandise I asked to get.
Did they get some temporary help for the holidays?
I don't know what it was because
it does better than their regulars.
Bad.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I expect. it to be bad about this time. There were some missings and there was a couple damages, but all in all, it was very good. An excellent job, UPS. The regular driver. Oh no, it was the regular driver. So there you go. It was all great.
Everybody's doing their job around the holidays.
Everybody's doing their job.
Have you done your Christmas shopping?
Do
you do Christmas shopping?
Not very much, no.
You don't get Jill anything?
I've gotten her stuff many a time before.
Do you buy her comic books?
I try not to ever get anything from the store. I got her 2 Christmases or birthdays in a row. I got her some Stephen Sondheim books. Those were good.
Okay.
Those were great gifts, but she could have never expected those. Well, the first one, obviously, it couldn't, but the second one, yeah. I don't know, things. Sometimes they came from a comic store, but it would have been something like Nightmare Before Christmas related or something like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
They still put those out.
Yeah, people love that stuff.
I can't believe it.
I am a little bit confused by it as well, but there are people who love it.
Well, I would suggest most people probably in our chat or in the future listenings of this probably enjoy that movie.
I watched it. I've seen it 2 or 3 times. Like, I like the movie, but I was never a fanatic for it. Like, I know people who have tattoos from that movie.
Yeah.
That's very into something.
That is into something. You're right. I enjoy it. I've seen it a lot.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
You know, listen to it. Comic Relief we'd play in the store, especially around this time. You know.
Ugh, sports. Ugh.
Wait, what?
Buy him a cricket bat, Fantinuum.
Cricket bat. Oh, yeah, man. You know what?
His nephews they like only sports. No Star Trek, no Star Wars, nothing.
Too bad. Okay, here's a review.
Uh-oh.
Wrong button. Here's a review of Hellblazer #1. I read this last night. First off, I really like the artwork a lot. It's pretty dark. It's a heavy book. There's a lot of conversation. It's not meant to be, action-packed or anything like this. And at the very beginning, we get John Constantine being kicked out of a bar. Seems he was telling a joke about the Queen. Oh, actually, it was a prince, but whatever. And he gets kidnapped. Look at that. Speaking of cricket bats, right? Oh, he's not there. Anyway, John Constantine gets whacked upside the head, and he gets put into a situation where he's going to go and try and deal with some angels that are they're interrupting the drug trade of this one gang that he gets. Anyway, that's what that book's about. Anyway, I liked it a lot. I don't want to tell you too much about it, so it's good. I like the writing a lot. Cy Spurrier's the writer, and Aaron Campbell is the artist. So if you are a Hellblazer fan, maybe pick that up. It's back. Maybe this will be the one that will stick. Yes, I also read Avengers #27. This is the beginning of a new story. There was a one-shot that came out just before this, obviously, issue #26. And it was all about the Star brand, but it was in like the year, like a million years ago or something like that. Cave Guys. Anyway, it starts off with this guy here from the Shi'ar. And they've caught a Brood who's all messed up. Look at that dude. And Gladiator's gonna go and investigate the situation. And he's like, if I'm not back, call these people. And who are they gonna call? They're getting the Avengers, and so they're gonna go up in space. And that was then, and now is now. And the Avengers are basically stuck in space, and there's all this stuff going on. It's pretty awesome. If you like, again, the Avengers, are you into outer space adventures? The Avengers are very well known for them. This is very good. Liked it a lot. Oh, this is a very glary book.
Look at that cover, though.
Yeah, look at that. It's cool. Teen Titans 36. That's Lobo's daughter. That's Lobo. Let's get this going. Oh, no. It looks like she's taking out the Teen Titans on the cover. So this whole year of the villain thing that's been going on has been Lex Luthor giving gifts, or at least you the opportunity as a villain to get a gift to do something against your foils, your nemesis, exactly. And what Lobo's is that there is another one of him out there. Not only is there another one of him, his people, but it's his daughter, and he's like, how'd this happen? That's not how they. Anyway,
is this like how Wolverine had a daughter and we were kind of like, what?
Well, Wolverine wasn't trying to go and kill her. So Lobo's gift from Lex Luthor was the ability to like be in her mind and control her. And what's she doing? She's pummeling all the Teen Titans. And yeah, it's good. There's some good I like the artwork a lot. This is Adam Glass who writes it, and Bernard Chang who does the art, and they pretty much the same artist all the way through. I almost showed you a Svengoolie ad, if you can believe that.
So hold on, though. Explain this to me.
Yeah.
Was he using his gift to beat them up with her body, or was she doing that on her own and he was watching and going, yeah, go.
Think of him being inside the mind, and he's like, hey, why don't you go beat up your friend over there? Go look for your friend. Go beat them up. And she's like, no, and has to do it anyway. He's like, come on. And it's like a whole conversation that's going on inside her head with her father. And he's like, really just like, come on, do it. You know you want to. You know, you're just like me. Just do it.
Lobo beats up his friends?
No. Lobo is making Crush beat up her friends.
Yes, I know. You're just like me. So Lobo goes and beats up his friends?
He's talking about her being a badass that doesn't care about anybody else.
Okay.
Yeah. This is a continuation from a story earlier on, but it's really playing out now. New Mutants number 2. Oh, wait, hold on.
Say hi to Bruja.
Oh, Bruja. I see. Well, you know what? Star Wars cartoons are very important. I found out that the clones have their lifespan is like quicker, you know, like they're like a bumblebee. So in one of the cartoons, I guess the stormtroopers were talking to somebody who was actually older, and I'm sure that was like ooh, there's an older one of us, and that's a big deal. So you know,
elder clone.
They live faster lives.
That's like the replicants in Blade Runner.
No, that's really.
I want more life.
Oh, I see. Very good. Bruja, did you go to the doctor?
Hey, wait, what's that segment called? Foot and mouth disease? No, health and well-being.
Oh, health and well-being. I got rid of that one. Darn it.
You deleted it?
Well, I can always make it again. It's just it didn't seem. Yeah, getting your like that.
They give you the special glasses.
New Mutants number 2, everybody. This came out last week. Sold very well, but I still have a couple of copies left. All right, so there is a lot of text in the very beginning. Look at that. It gets you all caught up with everything that happened in the first issue. It's really clunky, but it's done in such a way so that it's at least got some humor in it. And it's all being told by Bobby, who's a real full of himself, if anybody knows Sunspot as a character. So they are in space the New Mutants are in space trying to look for their lost member. They're not really lost, but out in space friend Cannonball, Sam Guthrie. And in doing so, they hitch a ride with the Starjammers, and they have to do a heist and piracy, all that stuff. And they get put in jail. And they get a space lawyer who's really bad, and they lose their trial, but they get put in the custody of Cannonball and his wife, who is a smasher. Anyway, it's good. I liked it. So anyway, Sam's already back in the book. I thought it was going to be a few more issues until that happened. So it's nice to see it actually happen earlier than it was, or at least what I thought it was going to be. The artwork's excellent. Rod Reis does a really good job. It has the lettering at times and also some panel work is very reminiscent of Bill Sienkiewicz and his classic run on New Mutants back in the 80s.
I can see that.
And yeah, I really like it. There's like a really nice, scratchy, kind of muddy feel to some of it. And excellent book. Last but not least, this is going to be a screen share. All right. Close your eyes, guys.
Already closed, man.
All right. Now you can open them now. All right. So this is, I think I kind of ran over it just a little bit really quickly last week or maybe the week before. This is Annihilation Scourge. This is Alpha. There's going to be an Omega. And in between, there's going to be a series of one-shots that are going to make up the entirety of the story. This is written by a Rosenberg, Matthew Rosenberg. He did Uncanny X-Men before Hickman took over. He did Punisher. He's done a lot of stuff. 4 Kids Walk in a Bank, something like that. All right. The premise of the story is that there is this alien infestation. You'll see these guys at the top. And this guy at the bottom is Blastar, and he's talking to his people about these things. And they find one still alive, and you can see how they do this like tentacle thing. So it's got a nice little Cthulhu aspect to it, or maybe more Mind Flayer for you D&D players out there, Fantinuum. Anyway, we also find out that the Annihilus and his people are fighting the same infestation. And here's a really good picture at the bottom of this guy getting his tentacle work being done to his face. And basically there's Annihilus, and him and Blastar have to get together to kind of figure out what's going on. And this whole issue that's what it's about. So I'm going to stop sharing. All right. Let me get here. All right, we're back. I really like that book. It's a very good introduction to the story. You don't really have to know the characters too much. They are both villains of the Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four are going to play a role in the story by the end. It's actually going to be one of the one-shots, and that is actually going to lead me into previews. So okay, we already talked about Conan and Batman. So let me get these others out.
What if we put Batman in the Conan universe?
Oh, man, I don't know if Marvel and DC are going to play this so nicely right now.
It's too bad that Marvel owns Conan, really. I mean,
well, they're at least renting him,
I guess.
All right, let me see. All right, so first up, we have Annihilation Scourge, Fantastic Four. This is the one shot.
This is a one shot.
Yes.
Why do they even put a number on it then?
The number 1.
I know.
It sells very well.
Why don't they just call it a 1?
So they can have a whole bunch of number 1s.
Jesus.
It's better.
What if they were all just number 1?
Well, I feel like we can blame R. Crumb for this.
Really?
Yeah, he'd be on Zap for a few issues and then go on and start something else, and they'd have 0 issues, and I don't know. So everybody blames the 90s, but I blame R. Crumb, Robert Crumb, and all his independent guys that were doing undergrounds in San Francisco and whatnot. Christos Gage is the writer. He is a good fill-in writer. He often did work with Dan Slott to get Slott on time when he was doing Spider-Man. The artist is Diego Olortegui. Oh my goodness. You got to tell me how to say that name.
I can't read it, man. Like everything's gone blurry on your end.
Oh, I'm sorry. I hope it's not for everybody else.
Well, it's in the chat too. I mean, I'm looking at it on YouTube, and it's like it sounds okay, but it's look weird looking.
That looks weird.
Yeah, it's all like disjointed. It's like 2 frames a second.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it's real blurry.
Huh. I wonder what that's all about.
I don't know. You might have a background, something going on in the background of your computer.
I don't, though.
You might, though.
No.
Okay.
I don't, though.
Okay.
Should I restart? Should I just do this? Should we just finish this up?
Yeah, you can keep going, but I mean, I'd like to be able to do this for you, and I can't.
All right. Next up, we have Nova. That's another Annihilation Scourge. It's written by Rosenberg, who did that last one. Also, you can look at my Instagram on... oh, yeah, let me get that up. For anybody that doesn't know. You can follow us on all of those things, just Fantastic Comics. Amazing Spider-Man continues the 2099 storyline that's not unlike the Scourge one.
So have they been putting out 2099 stuff all along? Because I remember when 2099, when I was a kid, and I want to say there was like Doctor Doom and Spider-Man and like 2 others.
Spider-Man 2099.
And was there anything else?
Oh yeah, there was. You're right about Doctor Doom. Warren Ellis wrote that eventually.
Okay.
What else? Spider-Man. I think there was X-Men 2099.
I don't think I had that.
There was Ravage, which was written by Stan Lee.
Okay.
That's
Ghost Rider.
Punisher had one. Ghost Rider had one. Ghost Rider was excellent. It had artwork by Ashley Wood, and then it had artwork by Ben Templesmith, and those were really nice looking. There's a Thor one-shot called The Worthy Thor coming out tomorrow. That's this right here. I made sure to get a Walt Simonson cover because I'm a big Walt Simonson fan. And if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be doing a story in here also. This is one of those Marvel, hey, let's remember the past and some of the... Yeah, I see what you're saying when I put up a picture.
Yeah, hard to see it.
Yeah. Okay, well I won't do that.
At least the audio's good. You know what I'm saying? At least the audio's good. So
right.
Stick to just talking to us about the comics and don't worry about the images.
Yeah, that's fine. So Marvel has been celebrating the past and trying to do a nice a nice version of these characters that you all know and love. So they've done a Spider-Man one with like Peter David and Eric Larson working on it. They did a Fantastic Four one. They did an Avengers one. And it was just like, Roy Thomas from back in the day. He would write Avengers. So this one is out, and it's going to have Walt Simonson doing the writing and Mike Hawthorne doing the art. And then it's going to have other people working on it also, telling a little bit more classic Thor story than what we know of recently. If you've read Thor, he like lost an arm and then they put a destroyer arm on it, and it's crazy.
What's a classic Thor story though?
Well, it's very interesting. Maybe we should ask Tom King, because we should definitely put a creator,
co-creator Tom King says.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, yeah, well, for me, Walt Simonson was the best Thor, but I also really had I enjoyed when Keith Pollard was the the artist, and I think it was Marv Wolfman, but I can't remember who the writer was at the time. So those were good. I also really liked Dan Jurgens when he wrote it, and John Romita Jr. was the artist. That had a really neat run where Thor was so upset with the death of somebody that was worshiping him that he actually the child back to life. And it set forth all these really horrible situations that took us in the far future. Thor's like king of everything. He's killed the Avengers. All this stuff has happened, and it's sweet. I have the omnibus. It's Thor Volume 2. If anybody is interested in that, that's good. I'll also give you that Conan comic if you get that book.
All right.
I just need to get rid of that Conan comic book.
You're just trying hard.
I am really bad. Let's see here.
Hey man, your
we have
image is
Justice League
completely
number 37.
frozen.
This is part 8 of the Justice Doom War. I am caught up. I have been enjoying this a lot. Hawk Girl really screwed up. We had a moment where the superheroes were going to win. This was like in issue 35, I think. And all she had to do was be at this one spot at this one time. And she was like, nah, I'm going to kill Luthor. And so she left her spot and did kill Luthor. And then the bad guys were like, oh, man, it wasn't good. I do have all the issues, I do believe, and you can get caught up along with me. And last but not least, and I'm gonna bring it up, just the cover. I'm sorry for
you. There's no point, man.
Oh, there's no point.
Your image is static. It's been frozen for like 2 minutes.
So just the audio.
Yep.
Oh, this is upsetting. Maybe it's my camera. I can see me.
It's not your camera, man.
You're really sure it's something else?
Yeah, I'm looking at YouTube. It's not your camera.
Maybe it's YouTube.
Yeah, maybe. Let's just be boomers real quick and open up your task manager.
All right, very good. I'll do that. What do you want me to type in?
Task manager.
All right.
Open it up and go to the processes tab and see if it's got like something outlandishly high for your CPU usage or your memory usage.
The only thing that's going on right now
should be your Chrome or whatever browser
my
you're using.
Service.
Your what service?
Lighting.
What is that?
I couldn't tell you.
That's under apps?
Oh wait, under apps.
Well, when under processes.
Yeah. Oh no, there's the only thing that's going on right now is my Google Chrome.
Your Google Chrome. And what does it say? Like percentage wise?
3.8.
That's nothing.
I know.
All right. So down in the bottom right hand corner of your screen, there should be a little arrow up.
Yeah.
Left click it and see what icons are down there. Oh, that's a good point. How many tabs do you have open in Chrome? Or whatever you're using.
Oh my God. A Twitter. Now I'm closing it. So nothing.
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 Try to refresh your YouTube then.
I'm not on YouTube.
Well, how the hell are we streaming?
I'm on StreamYard.
Refresh StreamYard then maybe.
What will happen if I do that?
I don't know. Just try it. See what happens.
Okay, guys. Maybe I'll see you later.
You left the show. You're back. And you're moving. And
well,
I can
what now?
And everything's fine now.
Oh man, I wish I would have done this a long time ago then.
Well, now we know. If it ever happens again, just refresh.
Copra, everybody.
Just in time. Just in time. All right, go
I
big.
love Copra. This is one of my favorite books that's coming out. If you like independent books by people that are doing it themselves, then you should definitely get this book. It explains everything for you. I have the first 2 issues. I have all the books that collect the earlier ones when he was self-publishing. Now Image is doing it. I really like his style. It's a little sloppy at places, but I think it's purposely so. And even if it wasn't, I still dig it. It's raw and it's not totally finished. I think it's exactly how it's supposed to be. I just really dig it a lot. am way into this book, and it's one of the few things that I'm actually into as far as comic books are concerned. Maybe you didn't hear a whole lot of well, of course, we were having the whole video situation, but I might not have sounded like I had a whole lot of love for some of the books that I was talking about. These are coming out tomorrow. These are something I read. Of the ones that were coming out tomorrow, actually, all of these are things that I'm really looking forward to. But there's times when I'm looking at some of the other series, and so I'm okay with the Annihilation one. The one I wasn't so into was the 2099 one. Yeah, okay. Sure, we can talk about the old days, and it's an anniversary, and they're renewing the IPs. It just feels like a soulless cash grab, or at least an attempt to like hold on to their properties and stuff like that.
Right.
Annihilation felt like a story that it could be told. It was something that was neat. It doesn't totally fit in with every other comic book that's going on right now. So there's a reason for it to be. Just the 2099 stuff doesn't really do it.
Quick question.
Yeah.
In 20 years or whatever, is there going to be a cash grab for Annihilation so they can hold on to that IP?
Well, Annihilation is kind of a recurring thing. So in Marvel, they'll have like a crisis. No, they'll do a Secret Wars. And a lot of times, if they do a space one, they'll do Annihilation. Annihilation is a keyword that you'll respond to if you've read the other ones, and you'll be like, "Whoa, I remember Annihilation when that came out." So they're using the name, but it's not like connecting so much. At DC, they'll have like Crisis. They always do something Crisis, Final Crisis, Identity Crisis, Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is what they're using. For like their television right now also.
Okay.
The 2099 one, it was like, it's just right now, like it's the anniversary. It's time to do it.
Well, it's damn near next year at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
It's only 80 years away.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So here's Justice League. Let me get the big camera on since you can see it.
Who's that?
All right, so here you have Perpetua.
Is that right the horned lady?
Yeah, she's like the creator of the universe.
She's pretty good looking.
Yeah, she's an evil SOB.
I don't care, man.
And standing next to her is Luthor. So the bad guys. All right, let me tell you a little bit more about this one.
Yes, please.
So the bad guys are like, all right, we won. We're gonna finally get everything we want. Perpetua was in charge. Her son's by her side. One of her 3 sons is by her side. Luthor's got all this power. Give us what we're gonna get. And she makes Brainiac into her like chair, like a throne. It's got like these compartments to put people in, and it's crazy. Anyway, this is some pretty cool artwork. I don't know if the 8th part is actually the last part of the story. I think it would say conclusion.
Well,
I really appreciate, though, how this isn't a separate miniseries. Look at that. Yeah.
Those are the people fighting.
Yeah, the heroes.
Yeah.
And it was great because like the Justice League had to split up. They had to split up and go back in time. They split up and went back in time, and they met up the Justice Society, which are like the World War II superheroes. So it's like the Flash with the helmet on, and our Flash, Barry Allen, and then John Stewart Green Lantern and Alan Scott Green Lantern. That's the guy with the cape.
So I got a question for you about the Flash. Is he holding back? Because like, notice he's in the front lines, but he's not like ahead of everybody. So he's got to be like holding back so that he doesn't get there first and then get clobbered, right?
I think you're supposed to look at that kind of like when an explosion is behind a person in a movie, and just ignore that, okay? It just looks cool, all right? And the thing is all right, so the Legion of Doom. So I love it because the Legion of Doom, like the cartoon when it would come up from the swamp, the big the machinery at the top of this page here. That's their headquarters, and it comes up out of the swamp. And so the Justice League, Batman had a plan, and in the last issue, the Hall of Justice, just like in the cartoon, it starts transforming, and it's up here at the top, and that's what it looks like.
It looks like justice.
It looks like justice.
It really
yeah,
does.
man, I can't wait. I've been enjoying this book a lot. Yeah, we did Thor, and last but not least, X-Men #3 comes out tomorrow. This is something. This cover suggests something that a lot of X-Men fans would be really into, and that's Scott Summers and Emma Frost having an adventure together. And it looks like they're in the Savage Land, which is cool because that's where dinosaurs are. Hopefully, Quasar shows up. Looks good. I like X-Men. X-Men's been fun. It's been a little weird. I'm not so sure I have enjoyed all of the characterization, and it makes me wonder if Krakoa isn't behind some of it. That's the only thing I can come up with right now, because I don't like to think too much when it comes to Jonathan Hickman. I like to let it wash over me.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I kind of experience it rather than fight it. So there you go.
You don't enjoy speculation?
I do. I mean, often I do, but sometimes I don't know. Don't you think you can sometimes ruin it?
I think it's good to enjoy something that you are planning to enjoy, and like, yes, I think you can definitely ruin it by like trying to read too deeply. But that's part of the problem with comic books, like they come out monthly. So if you read an issue, they have to know that you're going to be like, what's going to happen? Look at those guys. Is that Triple H?
No.
Who is that?
That is Tyler Shaneline.
I know who that is.
This is back when I worked Comic Relief. It was my first San Diego working a San Diego.
Yeah.
And that's Rob Van Dam.
Rob Van Dam.
You're going to have to teach me how to make that picture bigger.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Someday when we're both at our homes at the same time, we can do that.
Okay. What are you driving right now?
No, I just mean when you've got time and I've got time.
Yeah. So, do that on my face.
Yeah, his face fuck half of beard. Exactly.
Hold on, everybody, show us your love. Give to our Patreon. Seriously. All right.
Shill. You shill.
Wait, hold on. I want to get the Wrestling Council up. I want everybody to know that doesn't know I am in the Wrestling Council. I often tell Jill, I have to watch this wrestling. I'm in the Wrestling Council.
No, you're on the Wrestling Council.
Whatever. Well, on or in?
On.
I'm on. Oh, I'm on the council. You're right.
Yeah.
I'm on the council. And where is it? And it's got a rotation. It goes to the S&B network. It goes to Akari Press's network or channel. It goes to my Yule Carter channel. And now we have a fourth member for the last few times. It's Comic Book Bob. He does streams of playing Dungeons and Dragons on the internet.
Okay.
I think it's video games like Baldur's Gate and stuff like that.
Okay, those are fun, yeah.
Yeah, so if you want some I don't know, he probably talks comic books and wrestling while he plays the games, but I have not witnessed any of those yet.
Man, that's like a marriage made in heaven for somebody.
Yeah, well.
That someone isn't me, but it might be someone else.
All right, so Dungeons and Dragons talk. Okay.
Yeah, what about it? Hold on.
Have you heard that there is going to be a Dungeons and Dragons movie?
Another one, you mean?
No, like they're really talking about it. And do you know who the villain is going to be?
No, of course I don't.
Vecna.
Well, that makes sense, but I thought you meant who the actor was going to be.
No, and not only that, but it doesn't make sense. And here's some nerd stuff for everybody out here. Here, take this to your tabletop game. Fantin you up. It's going to be Forgotten Realms characters and Vecna.
That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. Why is that?
And well, Vecna doesn't exist in the Forgotten Realms. Forgotten Realms was created by Ed Greenwood after Gary Gygax did his invention of Dungeons and Dragons World, which is Greyhawk, if I'm not
That's right.
mistaken.
Yeah.
And maybe Mystara. I don't know what else he did. I'm not a big historian of D&D, but I know Vecna's not right for
Vecna is from Greyhawk, and it was one of.
Do you know who Vecna is? It's an anagram for a science fiction author.
Who's the author?
Jack Vance.
Oh. Jack
Vecna.
Vance, what did he do?
He did the Dying Earth series, which was apparently very influential on the D&D guys. Guy Gax and etc.
That's cool.
They used him as an anagram for Vecna, their villain. I'd have made him a hero personally, but we do like our villains in this country for some reason.
Right. It's upsetting, actually. I feel like that's the problem with a lot of 90s comic books. It was like all the anti-heroes. Even in wrestling, it was that way also. Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm gonna flip off the man, and I'm gonna, and it's like, all right, yeah, it's cool. You're kicking your boss's ass.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, it's cool. The Punisher's mowing down, fiends and stuff like that. But, oh man. The anti-hero, it's it's really, we're still suffering for the scars from anti-heroes.
Yes, and all the children who grew up with that stuff and still think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see them every day. They come in the store.
In some cases they're not incorrect, but in a lot of cases I'm just tired of it at this point.
Right. All right, let me get this banner up. Let me get this brand off.
Tiamat is like some multi-headed dragon creature that is the parent of all dragons or something. Ridiculous and powerful, and yeah, very much there. Vecna should have an eye gouged out and a missing hand.
Of Vecna.
Yeah, there's the hand and the
eye.
And
the hand of Vecna.
And
what happens?
I think you don't use them. So they're just cursed items.
And put Vecna's eye in?
Yeah, you can do that. But I think Vecna takes over if you do that.
Yeah.
I think that you're no longer you. You've become them, and then Vecna is like now you're like, I think blah blah blah. I am Vecna. I don't know though. It's been a long time, man. I haven't played first or second edition in ages.
I would like to also. Oh, that's a shame because first edition's the best edition.
What's worth $1,000? Hold on.
Well, let me see.
Tiamat toy. Damn.
I have that. Tiamat, huh? What was it, like a Comic-Con exclusive? I bet it was. I got it from Wizards.
It would have been a Gen Con thing, right?
Hasbro table.
It would have been Gen Con.
Because Hasbro's got they're over at San Diego also.
Yeah. But like
bitches. And
you and I know perfectly well that TSR didn't even exist. I mean, they stopped existing before they went to San Diego, and then they were Wizards of the Coast.
Ooh, from 1984. Oh, was it the action figures? I used to have those, not the Tiamat though.
Toys R Us. There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to get those too. I had the
Toys
Barbarian.
R Us was a myth when I was a kid. Like my parents would occasionally let us go, but generally it was like if we went to San Antonio with a friend, we could go to Toys R Us. Never got anything from Toys R Us. Not once. Not a toy. Nothing. Hey, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, I want robotics, like super bad. I wanted robotics like no one's business. They had it at Toys R Us. Sorry. No.
You might want to get that slabbed, just to let you know. That Tiamat.
If you still have it, definitely take it out of the box and play with it.
Oh, KB Toys. I was a little too old to be going into KBs. But Toys R Us was always welcoming for
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
The thing about KBs is they had really tight spaces being in malls all the time.
There's a joke there.
Yeah. It's still worth a K out of the box. Wow.
Wow. Jesus. So Fantinium, did you hear about the original first edition box set of D&D from like 1976 or 74
Damn. The
or
red
whenever?
box?
No, the
Before
original wood grained box that
Oh.
recently sold at auction for $25,000.
Man.
It's like in perfect condition. It was
sounds
used
too cheap.
It was used once. $25,000 is a lot of money.
You know, a first edition #1 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. First print, graded, I think it was a 9.6, but it may have been a 9.8. It was sold at Heritage, and it only went for like $53,000.
That's a lot of money for that
It is
book.
a lot of money, but just prior to that, earlier in the year, it sold for like $78,000.
I would not buy it. For
And then a
anything even
year
close to that.
prior to that, it was like 98 or 100,000.
So
I'm seeing the price going down. I'm like, damn! If I was thinking, man, if I had 75K, I'd love to buy that book. And it went for 53. I'm like, oh my god!
Next
that
time
was such
you'll
an
be 32 or
me.
something, and I don't know what to tell you, man. Like first edition of The Hobbit is not worth that much money.
Yeah,
well, what?
It's not scarce. It's not scarce the same way.
Oh, really?
I assume.
Oh, really?
I assume.
You're wrong.
Maybe it's because it's been reprinted so many times that
no. There are only so many first editions of anything, right? And The Hobbit is The Hobbit. Okay.
Yeah, it was a kid's book, so they all probably got really messed up.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically, what is it now?
What is the first
90
edition?
years old?
I mean, my first edition had pictures in
1928 or something, from Unwin and Allen in England. It's very old. Maybe 1932. I don't know. It's very old. And there are not very many of them. And it's
but you know what?
less.
You can go to Switzerland, and I bet you could play in some crazy D&D games. Okay. Or Norwegian.
I don't know what that
Norway, I mean. Anyway, all right. Well, I think we're winding down, right? It feels that way, right?
Good riddance.
We're gonna in the future have some. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have an episode where we really talk about the store.
Your store?
Going forward, yeah. We'll have like an all conversation about Fantastic Comics.
Well,
I was like really, really negative earlier today. And it's funny because like when I am so negative, I don't think this was like the greatest show necessarily. But I kind of like when I finally get to the store or the show, I kind of forget about it. You know, it kind of lets loose, but I think we'll have an episode where we really talk about the store going forward.
You mean like the realities?
Yeah, the realities, what maybe is going to happen, because I think some change is coming.
Yeah.
I just have to, it's like, man, sometimes you don't want to pull that Band-Aid off, like you feel comfortable where you are, but you realize that even though things will change drastically, it could be potentially so much better.
Yeah,
but
sometimes picking scabs is just what you need.
Yeah, it's like I feel like a lot of it is because of it all ultimately comes down like ordering and stuff like that, and it's such a there's no assurance that I don't know. It's very difficult.
Let's do a tour, like Fantinium says.
What was that?
Let's do a tour. You can carry the camera around and you can point at the manga section. You can be like, this is our best-selling section.
Oh yeah.
This is where we sell the most books. This is the pornography section.
Well, I could do that with I can we could StreamYard my telephone through my telephone, man. And then I can walk around that way.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, we could do that.
Have you ever considered just strapping a camera to your chest and just live streaming your interactions with everybody you encounter?
I don't think that's legal.
I think it is. If they're in public, they can suck it.
If they're
true.
in public,
Yep.
they can suck it.
If you're in public, you're fair game.
I think if we ever were to make T-shirts,
You couldn't make their images on a T-shirt.
that would be a good slogan for you.
If
Maybe
we're in
like a
public.
cartoon face of you,
Uh-huh.
and then it's like if you're in public, suck it.
That's true, though. That's totally true. You're out in public. People can take pictures of you all day long.
That's right. Fantinuum does have a gimbal, and
4K.
he should be the guy to go in and film people doing the tasters with the ice cream.
Dude, yes.
I've been thinking about that one a lot. That would be a lot. Yeah, we could do some good stuff with that. But then someone's all, that's just like prank videos. I'm like, well, it wasn't meant to be. So now I'm kind of like, yeah, I think Jill said that. So like totally Jill, like, burst in my bubble.
Well, that's what you get for blowing bubbles. Ding dong. Don't blow bubbles.
Anyway, come on in and buy some comic books, everybody. There's some really good stuff coming out. And I didn't talk about it, and I forgot to bring it. The Butcher of Paris is coming out tomorrow. It's a real account in comic book form of a serial killer that like killed 200 people during World War II.
God damn.
Yeah, dude. And it's like, it's funny because not only were the good guys like, looking for this guy, but so were the Nazis at the same time. This is
Really?
like during the war. This was all happening. So like both of these, I guess, the way I'm looking at it, not knowing everything about it, these opposing forces are both looking to get the same person. Meanwhile, this person's like slicing and dicing or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I'm very curious.
So Butcher of Paris. That's the one I'm really looking forward to. And it's not a superhero book, so
doesn't sound like
there
it.
You go.
sounds like a super villain book.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
See you next time.
Good night. Toodaloo.